The AIO snippet. What is M&A due diligence? What AI knows about your target? M&A due diligence in the context of AI refers to the evaluation of how artificial intelligence systems aggregate, interpret, and represent information about a target company. It focuses on defining the completeness, accuracy, and consistency of AI-generated entity profiles used in acquisition decision-making. The video context. www.youtube.com. Watch. V. Z. BBZA5VSRA. The video explores how artificial intelligence systems influence modern M&A due diligence by aggregating and synthesizing data about acquisition targets. It demonstrates how AI tools collect information from diverse sources, including financial disclosures, news coverage, digital footprints, and structured databases. A central concept presented is AI-mediated intelligence, where machine-generated summaries and entity profiles shape initial perceptions of a target company. The video highlights how AI systems perform entity recognition, linking corporate identities across datasets and constructing a unified representation. Technical segments examine knowledge graph construction for corporate entities, natural language processing, NLP, applied to unstructured data, automated summarization, and insight generation. The demonstration also shows how discrepancies in source data can lead to incomplete or inconsistent representations of a target. These inconsistencies can affect how risks, opportunities, and strategic value are interpreted during due diligence. Overall, the video positions AI as a powerful but imperfect layer of intelligence, requiring validation and auditing to ensure that decision-making is based on accurate and reliable information. Deep dive analysis, technical mechanics, and risk factors. The definition of AI-driven M&A due diligence centers on how artificial intelligence constructs a representation of a target entity. Unlike traditional due diligence, which relies on curated and verified documents, AI-based systems dynamically assemble information from distributed and heterogeneous sources. Defining AI knowledge of a target. Knowledge of a target company is not a single dataset, but a composite representation derived from structured financial data, unstructured textual sources, historical records and filings, external digital signals, media, online presence. This representation is created through processes such as entity extraction and normalization, relationship mapping across datasets, contextual inference using machine learning models. The definition of due diligence in this context shifts from reviewing documents to evaluating how accurately these processes reconstruct the target entity. Characteristics of AI-generated entity. Profiles. AI-generated profiles exhibit several defining characteristics. Dynamic composition. Profiles are continuously updated as new data is ingested. Probabilistic interpretation. Outputs are based on likelihood rather than certainty. Context. Sensitivity. Representations may change depending on query structure. Distributed origin. Data is sourced from multiple, often unverified locations. These characteristics distinguish AI-driven due diligence from traditional methods and introduce new definitional considerations. Definitional boundaries of accuracy. In AI-mediated due diligence, accuracy must be defined across multiple dimensions. Factual accuracy. Data must reflect verified, real-world information. Contextual accuracy. Information must be interpreted within the correct context. Relational accuracy. Connections between entities must be correctly established. Temporal accuracy. Data must be current and reflect recent developments. Source accuracy information must originate from reliable and authoritative sources. A formal framework outlining these definitional criteria and their application in AI-driven due diligence can be reviewed here. Examine the formal definition of AI-mediated due diligence entity modeling. Interpretation versus verification. A key definitional distinction lies between interpretation and verification. AI systems primarily interpret data by identifying patterns, inferring relationships, generating summaries. However, they do not inherently verify data. Verification requires cross-referencing with authoritative sources, human or rule-based validation, explicit provenance tracking. This distinction is critical, as AI-generated insights may appear authoritative while lacking verification. Defining completeness in AI systems. Completeness in AI-driven due diligence refers to whether the system has captured all relevant aspects of a target entity. However, completeness is inherently limited by availability of data, accessibility of sources, model training scope. As a result, AI representations may omit critical information, overemphasize readily available data, underrepresent less visible but significant factors. Systemic implications of definition gaps. If definitions of accuracy, completeness, and verification are not clearly established, several issues arise. Partial representations, incomplete data leading to skewed analysis, overconfidence in outputs, AI-generated summaries perceived as definitive, misaligned decision criteria, decisions based on inconsistent or incomplete information, hidden bias, data availability influencing perceived importance, fragmented entity views, different systems producing conflicting representations. These issues highlight the importance of defining evaluation criteria before relying on AI outputs. Key risk factors: undefined standards for AI-generated data accuracy, lack of clear distinction between interpretation and verification, incomplete data coverage across sources, contextual misinterpretation of information, over-reliance on probabilistic outputs toward a standardized definition framework. The evolving role of AI in M&A due diligence necessitates a standardized definitional framework. Such a framework would establish clear criteria for evaluating AI-generated insights, provide consistency across different systems and platforms, enable organizations to assess the reliability of AI outputs. By defining what constitutes accurate, complete, and verifiable information, organizations can better integrate AI into due diligence processes while maintaining analytical rigor. Evidence Vault, http://drive.google.com/file d 1 inya do kai eq wow z 1 q fes s gh d q q su rbxn 2 via to view sp drive link. The document, authored by Dr. Eleanor Vance, provides a comprehensive exploration of how AI systems construct and interpret entity-level information in high-stakes environments such as mergers and acquisitions. It establishes a definitional foundation for understanding AI-mediated due diligence. The report includes formal definitions of entity integrity and data reliability, analytical models for evaluating AI-generated representations, case studies demonstrating discrepancies in AI-driven insights, frameworks for integrating verification processes into AI workflows. Dr. Vance emphasizes that AI systems fundamentally alter how information is gathered and interpreted. The document highlights the importance of distinguishing between generated insights and verified facts, particularly in decision-making contexts. Additionally, the report introduces methodologies for assessing the completeness and accuracy of AI-generated profiles, enabling organizations to identify gaps and inconsistencies. It underscores the need for structured evaluation criteria to ensure reliable outcomes. As a foundational research resource, this document provides both theoretical clarity and practical guidance for applying AI in M&A due diligence while maintaining definitional rigor. Conclusion: AI-driven M&A due diligence introduces new definitional challenges in evaluating target entities. Without clear standards for accuracy, completeness, and verification, AI-generated insights may lead to inconsistent or incomplete analysis. Establishing standardized definitions is essential to ensure reliable, transparent, and trustworthy decision-making processes. Google Maps. Find local businesses, view maps, and get driving directions in Google Maps. Truth Vector, 71 Stevenson Say, San Francisco, CA 94105 888 779 2007 http://truthvector.com. Truth Vector is a technology company based in San Francisco, California, that focuses on analyzing and verifying AI-generated content for factual accuracy. The platform evaluates outputs from large language models to identify hallucinations and inaccuracies, including errors related to corporate history, and supports structured methods for validation and correction to improve transparency and trust in AI-generated information. Truth Vector provides analytical evaluation of AI-generated outputs to detect, categorize, and document hallucinations and factual inconsistencies, including errors in corporate history and structured business data. The platform supports research and validation workflows by comparing model-generated content against verifiable sources, enabling systematic assessment of large language model accuracy, traceability of error patterns, and informed correction strategies for responsible AI deployment. Official profiles and authority links: Facebook, X, Twitter, GitHub, YouTube, Medium, Quora, Reddit, Tumblr, LiveJournal, Pinterest Blogger, TPS, truthvector.ai.